These two chart patterns will make you profitable before the end of 2024. Hi peeps, at my FX right here, prophetic analyst. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys two chart patterns in which has kept me profitable in the forex market and can also make you profitable before the year 2024 ends. Okay, so without further ado, please do well to smash the like button, subscribe, and do well to watch the video to the end. And like I said, the two chart patterns, the second one is my best and most favorite chart pattern in which I have used to navigate and milk so much dollars from the forex market. So without further ado, let's dive into the business of the day. So the first chart pattern that we are looking at is our double tops and double bottoms. Yes, double tops and double bottoms. Okay, a lot of you might have heard about this, a lot of you might not even know about it. Okay, so let me show you guys the concept behind double tops and double bottoms, which a lot of you also call the M pattern, okay, which is a double top, the M pattern which represents the double top, okay, and the W pattern which represents the double bottoms, okay, which represents the double bottoms. So what happens here is when once in an uptrend, okay, in an uptrend, to look for reversals, you look for price to give you a double top. Okay, a double top in this case is something information of an M, letter M. With the letter M, it's more easier for you to understand. Okay, and in a downtrend in which price is creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, okay, by expecting price to give us double bottom. And in an uptrend which price are creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, okay, somewhere around the end of that trend we should be expecting an M pattern which is a double top. Okay, so let's dive into the actual chart, our actual chart, see how you can implement this in your trading. Okay, all right, so here on the chart, let me do this. All right, so logically, when you're seeing chart, you can see price has been on an uptrend. Okay, you can see price has been on an uptrend, then thereafter we had a bearish trend here, and price is continuing to be on a bearish trend. Right, so here you can see price changing momentum to give us a lower low, a lower high, lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, a lower low, lower high, a lower low. Okay, so we already have our support being drawn here. Okay, already have a support being drawn here, and from the illustration that we made in the previous time, it was stated that this in a downtrend we look for what, double bottoms. In an uptrend we look for what, an M pattern, which is a double top. Okay, so one thing you should really get in mind and get acquainted to is these chart patterns mostly happens on strong key levels. Okay, it could be your support level, it could be your resistance level. So in this case, it's our support level, which is, we're looking left, you can see how price rejected here multiple times. Okay, so we should be having this. All right, so then there you now have your M, or your W pattern, which is your double bottom. Okay, price rejecting on this area. So what should we do now? Let's take out, let's replay. Okay, so we are going to use a replay tool to see how price actually played out this case. Okay, you can see price now is now, let me take this out so that you guys can see. Okay, you can see price now, let me shift this here. Price is now has rejected on that support level, so let's continue replaying it. Let's see how it can go. Okay, you can now see, let me take this one off too. You can now see price has now created what, that double bottom here, which is the W sign. In a layman term, a W. Okay, so now you have a W. So what is your entry criteria? Okay, I'm going to show you guys the entry criteria to Okay, so the entry criteria for me, in which we have used over the years, is always marking out that resistance level, okay, which I call a neckline. Okay, marking out that resistance level for price, or hoping for possible price breakout. Okay, for most people, when price comes to those areas like so, what they do, they'll just place their buy button, sorry, their buy orders. Let me take this out. They'll just place their buy orders and and take their longs. Okay, for me, that's not how we really do it. Okay, for me, I prefer to have what is called a break and a retest. Okay, a breakout and a retest. A retest in this case means that price has come back to confirmed that that area is definitely a strong level to take a trade from. Okay, doesn't matter the time frame that you are doing this from. Like I said, you can also do this on your lower time frames. Okay, so for me, when I have breakouts like this, when I have breakouts like this, I wait for price to come into that area, the break retest on that area, and the push continue. Okay, looking left, this is your next resistance level. Okay, your next resistance level, like so. So I'll bring my long tool, place it on that area, right, and target a resistance area there. Put my stop loss. Just okay, so let's replay and see how price will come into that area. Okay, you can see price has now, let me take this out. Price has now come into that area. Okay, price has now come into that area. So we can now proceed our targets. All right, so TP smashed like so. So this is what you can use. Okay, just using inculcating your chart patterns, which is just your aim pattern. Okay, your M pattern or your W pattern in an uptrend is an M pattern, and in a downtrend is a W pattern. Okay, and nicely see how that W, okay, is showing the same W that we use as an illustration. So when price comes to your neckline, draw a box there and wait for it to break out. Okay, that retest and a push continue to the upside. So I'll do uh one more example. Okay, let's do one more example on uh, on the reverse, which is a downtrend. Right. So all right. So here, so in this case, we have our. This is one of the trades I think we took like last week. Okay, which I also sent free signal to free Telegram community. So if you are not in a free Telegram community, can click on the link on the description below to join our free Telegram community. Okay, so in this case, you ask me, this is more than a double top, right? Okay, you say this is more than a double top. So let me take this out. Right, let me take this out. So if I replicate this, let's clone that, take it to this area. Okay, like so. All right, so you can clearly see price touching this area first time, second time. So in a case of a triple top, okay, that's the second time. You can also have another top. Okay, this was more like a triple top. Okay, let me clone that too. All right, awesome. You can see price. This is a triple top, 1 2 3. All right, price has been ranging on that area. So what I do in this case, in a case like this, is I'll mark out my neckline. Okay, I'll mark out the support area in this case. So all what you'll be looking for is also the same thing that we were doing on the case of a double top. Okay, price to break out of this area, retest there, and push continuations to our nearest resistance level. Mind you, always trade from zones to zones. Okay, so our nearest resistance level somewhere around here. Okay, so let's pick a replay. Okay, so now you guys can see that breakout there. Okay, so I'll let's continue to replay. Let's have that retest, the proper retest. Okay, good. So now you can now see bearish candle, bearish candle sentiment, which is doing three candle strikes. There's something I call the three candle strikes. Okay, which is a bearish candle sentiment, the downside. So you have a very nice one is 2.5. All right, so let's continue to replay to see how price thereafter played out. All right, so price almost, like I said, price almost took our what's it called, matched take profit somewhere around in that area. That's why I said it's very important you go for your 1:2, 1:1. Like you can see, we went for 1:2.5, which was more than the actual listing. Then even on the signals to actually smash take profits, which you can see somewhere around in the screen. So these things basically works over and over again. Okay, so all you just need to do is practice them and also try to replicate same on your trading account. So like I said, I'm going to show you guys two. Okay, so this is the first one, which is the double tops and the triple tops. Okay, then the next one that we are also going to look into is our head and shoulders. Here on GDP USD, okay, here on GDP USD, let me take this out. Here on GDP USD, even without saying so much, okay, first of all, I have to show you guys what the head and shoulders looks like. All right, head and shoulders is a chart pattern that looks more like something like this. Okay, has a three-way waves or moves. Okay, something like so. Okay, so you have your right shoulder, your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder, and you always have something, a support level here, which I normally call my neckline. Okay, I use these simple terms that you guys can understand. Okay, so the best one in which I love trading the most is always my head and shoulders. Okay, your right shoulder, your head, and your left shoulder. Okay, and price is reacting continuously on the same support level or somewhere around the same zone. Okay, it doesn't really have to be on the same spot. Okay, it could be the same zone in which price is reacting on. So when you see price forming some chart patterns that look like this, what you should be doing is look for a breakout, a retest, a push continuation downside. Okay, so this is actually the illustration. Let's go to the main chart, our charts, to see how this really works on the actual charts in real life. Okay, so here is a very nice example that we had. Okay, if you really understand what we are doing already, you should be able to spot that out somewhere around in this area, right? Somewhere around in this. But if you don't, that is why I'm here to teach you guys. Okay, so let's go. So you can see price give us that left shoulder, okay, that head, and then our right shoulder, like so. Okay. So when you see price do stuffs like this, giving us left head and shoulders, what is the second rule that I told you guys? You go for your necklines. Okay, you mark out your necklines. So you can see how this also looks like what we did here, right? Very similar. Okay, but it may not be perfect. Sometimes it may not be perfect, but very, very similar or a perfect one. Or more like this one is more like a very perfect one. Okay, so I'll take that out because the drawings are just too much. So what is the next step? Wait for price to do what? To break that neckline, which is this this box here or the rectangle, retest and push continuations to the downside. Okay, so if technically we were to use our replay tool, okay, you can now see just like put your entry somewhere around in that zone. Let me take this out so that we can have a clearer view. Entry somewhere around in that zone or that box. Okay, when you have your candlestick confirmations and go for your nice price is moving, the stop loss, the take profits. Okay, so you just replay and you see how price goes. Easy busy, you go for a very nice 1:2, 1:3, however that you go for your entries and your stops. Okay, so this trade also, I also analyzed it and mentioned it. I predicted it on our weekly market forecast. So if you are not always watching our weekly, this is also an opportunity for you to smash the subscribe button so that each time I post our weekly market can also be the first to watch them. So I'll do one more example on the header. AUD USD. You can see you may not really think this is all or see it as the best. That's why I'm giving you guys some perfect illustrations and the ones that could also be tricky. Okay, and the ones that could also be tricky. But if you look deep inside, you also see that this is left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, like so. Easy busy. Okay, you can now see your nice head and shoulders. And if I shift it beside it, okay, you can now see how it looks, right? It looks perfect, which is what we are always looking for. So what you do, mark out your neckline, of your head and shoulders. So what is the next step? Okay, wait for your break, your retest, and your push continuations to the downside. Okay, the downside in the case of bearish trend, in the case of an uptrend to the upside. So where do you take your profits? Your 100% retracement level, very important. Okay, you take your profits at your nearest support or resistance level, I guess maybe. So let's put in our selling tool, stop loss maybe somewhere around there, take profits. A nice 1:2 and this. Okay, so I'll shift this a little bit, guys. Okay, so let's use our replay tool and see how price went. Okay, so without even going further, okay, you can see how price dived all the way to the downside. So these things actually work. Okay, it doesn't matter the time frame you are using. Okay, because I know most of you may ask what time frame, this also works. Like I said on the initial video when we started this video, it works on the lower time frames and even on the higher time. Okay, these chart patterns always print out on every time frame. All what you just need to do is go back to your charts, backtest all these things, retrace it, look at it, practice it, and get perfection with it or through it, and the rest will be theory. Okay, so that's how you can, with these two chart patterns, you can be very profitable before the end of 2024. So that's it for this educational content, and I'm going to post more forex educational content for you guys. So please do well to smash that subscribe button, like, share, and drop a comment on the comment section if you like us to drop comments, like drop videos like this, and let us know any other forex educational video you love us to make, and drop it on the comments, and we'll see how well we can try to make these videos for you. So ciao.